Skye Goode lived near Neillsville, a small town in the United States. There was a big problem with lynx in this area. Again and again these predators caused unrest on farms and killed a number of animals. Therefore, many farmers preferred to set up traps so that the hungry animals would never come near the area again. But the traditional traps that many landowners used were very dangerous for the animals. They would snap with so much force that they would break their legs and seriously injure them. Even if the animals were released in time, they often succumbed to their injuries. Skye lived with animals from an early age and had a special bond with the innocent beings. The unscrupulous actions of the farmers broke the woman's heart. She decided to do something about this grievance. There are better modern traps these days that will catch the animals but only hold them without harming them. In this way, landowners can discourage predators from entering certain areas without harming them. For people who don't quite believe that these traps don't hurt the animals, Skye even made a video of her setting off the trap with her own hand. And it obviously doesn't hurt at all. But the farm owners didn't think much of the new method. They continued to stick to the old tried and true method and didn't care how the lynx fared. Upon hearing this, Skye decided to take action herself. Whenever she heard that a lynx was getting too close to a farmer, she set her special traps around the area. Their idea worked and the lynx stayed away from the area as desired. But the hardest part came when Skye had to release the lynx that were trapped. This task requires special skills that not everyone has readily available. Every day after work, the woman checked the trap line and freed the lynx. After such an event, the animals usually ran away and looked for another place to live where they would not disturb anyone. But one day it would be different. As Skye roamed the grounds like she does every day after work, she spotted another lynx. He seemed very angry because he was caught in the trap. He wasn't thrilled to see the woman. Little did he know that he would get a second chance at living his life. Skye wore sturdy boots to protect herself, but otherwise she only had a large, homemade shield separating her from this beast. As soon as Skye got closer, the lynx started hissing and tried to flee. He was obviously very scared. No wonder, when animals are confronted with humans in a trap, they usually do not feel well. But with her foot in the trap, the lynx couldn't escape. Skye moved closer with the shield in front of her, then carefully placed it over the lynx's foot. The shield was specially designed with a hole at the bottom so that she had her foot on her side of the shield. This way she was safe from scratching or biting and the lynx could relax a little. Skye looked over the sign at the lynx and they made eye contact for a moment. It seemed as if the big cat was beginning to understand that it was trying to help. He then relaxed a bit and stopped trying to run away. This gave Skye the opportunity to release the trap and free the lynx. Now that the lynx was free, she held up her shield and quickly moved away. It took a moment before he realized he was free, and when the lynx finally realized it, he slowly moved towards Skye. He then ran under the vehicle. Skye spoke softly to the lynx. This helped him get out of the vehicle and realize that Skye was allowing her to be free and run into the woods. In this way, Skye had already saved the lives of many lynxes. But a rescue should be different than all liberation actions before. Skye set a trap to catch a lynx trying to get close to a chicken coop. Farmers are already pushing for the animal's destruction, fearing the loss of their animals. But Skye didn't want to let that happen. Instead, she caught the animal and, with the help of a veterinarian, released the lynx further up the country, where there were only forests and no other farmers nearby. When the lynx was released, Skye saw her running toward a dam. She slowly walked behind her to make sure she didn't fall into the water because she was still scared and disoriented. There the lynx lady took a sip and their eyes met. Skye gave her some space and the lynx ran away. This lynx had a distinct mark on its chest so it would be easy to spot it again. But Skye had no reason to believe that she would ever see that particular lynx again. But the woman should be wrong. Over the years, Skye had rescued many different animals. Her children were a little older now and she could teach them all about the land and animals. One way to do this was to take the kids to the higher parts of the country and camp there. They pitched their tents under some trees not far from the dam. There was a clearing where they could make a campfire and cook their food. It should be an unforgettable experience. But they could never have foreseen how unforgettable the night would be. Skye and the boys were playing cards when suddenly a shadow moved out of the bushes. It was a lynx. Skye told the boys to sit very still and not make any sudden movements. Then she looked closely and recognized the mark on the lynx's chest. It was the same animal she had released in the area years earlier. The lynx didn't look aggressive, but Skye knew a wild animal was never to be trusted. So she sat there, always ready to act if the situation changed. But then the lynx did something that neither the woman nor the children would ever forget. She gave a call, and then 3 little lynx cubs came out of the bushes. They ran around and even approached the children. It seemed as if this magnificent creature had remembered the kindness shown her and wanted to reciprocate with her savior by showing off her children. When she was satisfied, she gave another call, and the kittens followed her back into the bushes and disappeared. It was an incredible experience that Skye and her children will never forget. If you enjoyed this story, then give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel.